So welcome to the video. We have bikes, the 2018 Tour de France. This is on bicycling.com. I just wanted to quickly note that Trek banning their riders from using non-disc brake bikes. I'm not sure that. If you know in the comment section down below, I heard a rumor that, have you seen a Trek rider this year in the Tour de France using a non-disc bike? I don't know, because I know Delvin Colt won on a Disc de Mane SLR yesterday. So was it even an SLR or was it an SL? Couldn't really see that well. Anyway, if you know down below, let us know. Trek riders allowed to ride with non-disc. So we have Quado's bike here. It's a standard Pinarello rim brake. I mean, if I was a pro rider, I wouldn't be using discs, because if you're a pro, you don't need discs. That's why you're a pro, because you're so good on the downhills. For me, though, disc brakes, I like disc brakes for downhills. They give me a bit more confidence, but they're not necessary for pro riders. For us amateurs, that can be handy, but for the pros, they don't need them. This is the Venge. Again, the pro riders don't have any option. They want to ride that sort of bike, then are they getting paid to ride these bikes as bonuses, etc.? I don't know. There's not much transparency going on there. We know Specialized. I'm a fan of Specialized, but also what they did with the Roubaix last year, where the riders didn't have an option for the suspension thing. So what they did is they just put that little plug in there. So they had an option, but they didn't have an option. And there's no Roubaix disc bike in the Tour de France this year, from what I see. They're riding a caliper bike. How is Specialized getting away with that? Because technically you're meant to have that bike that's available to the public, which I would. I mean, that Roubaix looks great, except for that Future Shock I'm not a fan of. It's got direct mount brakes, but you don't see that in any bike shop around the world. It's interesting stuff. Anyway, it's a pretty looking bike, but would the pros ride? Would Peter Sagan ride this bike if he had an option for non-disc? Who knows? Who knows? This is the Team Machine. That looks very slick, doesn't it? It looks very slick. I can't even see the brakes in that bike. Very slick looking Team Machine. Richie Porte crashes out. Unfortunate again. Stage 9. How's that for bad luck? Devastating. We all wanted to see Richie Porte go head to head, mano a mano with Froome on the climbs. That even looks like Richie Porte's bike. He's quite a aeros, like he's a, what's the word I'm listening for here? He's like a jockey. He's a great, perfect physique for a climber, time trialist. Very aero. You don't get much draft behind Richie. He's built for cycling. And this is the System 6. I doubt Rigoberto Urán is going to be riding this bike. I doubt that. This is the Factor 02. Looks like a very lightweight bike, doesn't it? Looks very, very lightweight. Direct mount brakes, maybe even. Looks like direct mount brakes. I'm a fan of direct mount brakes because they're better power, less weight, and better tire clearance. This is the Canyon Air Road. It's very old school style, isn't it? That thing over the little fairing over the rear wheel. What else we got here? The Mitchelton Scott Oracle Green Edge guys on the Scott foil. I'm not sure how many people are riding this bike. I'd say they'd be riding the Addict. If I had a choice, I'd be riding the Addict. It'd be a lot lighter weight for the climbs. I mean, this is a professional peloton here. The Reacto's got those brakes underneath there. Pain in the bum to work on, aren't they? Real pain in the bum to work on. Just put the brakes up the top here. No one's getting slowed down because their brakes on their seat stays. This is a Willier disc brake bike. And the Ridley Noah. That's an interesting paint job. Who's that? That's a big bike, isn't it? That's a big bike. What's those little interesting stuff. And we've got the Quick Step Venge Black Edition. Nice looking bike. Cervelo S5. Cervelo S5. Green and black. I like the look of that. It looks pretty pragmatic with its brakes. And the BH Superlight. That looks like a Superlight Evo. Or Ultra Light? Superlight. Maybe it's a different one. King Katusha. Air Road. The Canyon one. Direct mount brakes. Good tire clearance in those. The Bianchi Ultra XR4. And the TCR. durianrider's fave. Besides the Amonda. This is the best bike. This is the fastest bike in the Tour de France, in my opinion, the TCR Advanced SL. That's slammed, isn't it? Look at that stem. That's huge. It's bulky, isn't it? When your stem is fatter than your fork. That's interesting. But so that would be the best bike for climbing, in my opinion. This is the new Madone disc. That looks pretty. I like the headset area. It doesn't look too hard to work on. And so does the Trek riders have the option? Do they have the option? And there's Dan Martin's Colnago V2R. Pretty standard sort of bike there. The Argon, again, standard bike. Relatively easy to work on. I like the colour of these bikes. These guys definitely stand out in the bunch. The fluoro yellow. Good safety option. I would have ran fluoro yellow helmet with blue highlights. We've got Sylvain Chavanel there, another disc brake. So it's interesting stuff. The Lapierre Xelius SL. It's like a GT triple triangle design. Direct mount brakes again. So there you go. That's my favourite bike. Would be the TCR in that lineup. All-round bike would say probably a Mondo SLR. Super lightweight. Easy to put fatter tyres in there and stuff like that. Anyway, so that's the issues there. Let's just have a quick look at the Trek de Marne that. So this is a bike that Cancellara used a couple of years back. It looks like a 56 or 58 centimeter de Marne. It looks like the Koppenberg spec lower head tube one there. And there you go. So that's what Cancellara used. I couldn't find a picture of Degenkolb's bike. Those bars though, I don't like looking at those bars. Personal preference. So that's what Cancellara used. And back in the day, you couldn't use discs. They were banned, but I don't know what deal was. But anyway, that's Cancellara's old de Marne. And if I can find a pic of Degenkolb's one, I would get onto that. Let's go to the Trek website and see if Trek is fast enough to update their latest win on a de Marne. They're not. So there's nothing on Trek website about that win. That is a bit of a marketing. Let's just specialises making the most of that. Peter Sagan stuff, yellow jersey. These companies are sometimes a bit slow on the uptake. No, there's nothing about that at all. Nothing about it. There's no Tour de France on the. There's nothing on there at all about the Tour de France. The world's biggest bike race, yellow jersey, nothing. This is an old tarmac picture from last year. Okay, so anyway, so that's not up to date yet. Anyway, you got any questions, comments down below, hit us up, and we'll see. What's your favourite bike this year at Tour de France that you've seen? And are Trek riders allowed to ride the non-disc? Let us know. See ya.
Carbs, carb the fuck up, motherfuckers. Carb the fuck up. Corn, rice, potatoes, yams, bananas, mangoes, dates, plantain, melons, blueberries, blackberries, mulberries. Get them motherfucking carbohydrates in. Go vegan, motherfuckers. Carb the fuck up, the fuck up, the fuck up, the fuck up.